Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Nice. Let's go on there a minute. And let's see who's here. So we've got Katie. Hello, Katie. Nice to see you. And Lorna. One for you too. One for all the ladies, as always. Judith. Nice to see you, lovey. Hope you're all safe and well. And then all the other bandits, CJF Coins, Andy Walton, Popcoin. Nice to see you all. And the people that ain't commenting. Nice to see you too. John.
Hello, mate. All right.
Push your thingy down a bit. Push your camera down a bit.
Down a bit.
Yeah, down a bit, because the top of your... That's it.
I can't hold it there.
And you got a stand?
Yeah, but it only has one position. I can bring myself closer.
You got to get one of these stands. Rebecca bought me this stand. It's marvellous.
Yeah?
Yeah, it works a treat, it does. Totally works a treat. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Nice sunshine. I moved the chair today. I've not got the washing line behind me.
Oh, yeah. You got the wall?
I just got a brick wall, yeah.
Looks like you're about to be put against a wall to be shot.
Exactly. I thought that when I put the chair in.
So, nice day again.
Yeah, beautiful, mate.
Isn't it? Lovely.
I reckon it's only 58, but I can't see that.
58. What's that in? See, I'm too used to the other one now.
About 15. 61 is 16, so 14 and a half, say.
Oh, right, okay.
I get really surprised at the number of people that only compute in Celsius. I've always used Fahrenheit.
Well, I used to many years. I couldn't get used to the Celsius. And then I got used to the Celsius, and then I completely lost Fahrenheit. Right. I just remember the 70s when it's, you know, as a kid, if it got to the 70s and 80s, it was hot.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. See what we got rolling across the bottom of the screen. Thanks, Chris. Raffle live from 8 o'clock tomorrow. So, been trying to put a couple of things together. Want to get back to doing sort of giveaways again, but with the posting and everything, things get a bit difficult, as you know. So, what we've come up with is we've got a raffle. It's just going to be one raffle, just one raffle, right? And the raffle prize is 50 quid to spend on whatever you like. So you choose something to spend 50 quid on it. If you buy something for 75 quid, then you add 25 quid to it. So the prize is 50 quid. Now, I do totally appreciate, so does John, we have lost an inordinate amount of credibility over recent months, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't blame a lot of people for not trusting me with a used tissue, to be honest. But you've got to start somewhere. You know, you've got to pick yourself up and you've got to start one step at a time. So, this raffle, it doesn't matter if we've only sold one ticket. I don't care if we've only sold one ticket. Me and John are going to come back on. Is Monday all right with you, John?
Yep.
Me and John are going to come back on Monday afternoon, about 3 o'clock. And then by the time that the show finishes at 3 o'clock, we're going to put a winner. however many tickets are sold, whether we've sold 10 tickets, 1 ticket, 50 tickets, 100 tickets, don't matter. So there will definitely be a winner on Monday, and there the giveaway starts again, because what we've got is a mixture of the two. We've got a giveaway going along with extorting a little bit of money from you, because I have to get into the frame of mind of rinsing a bit of cash out of you every now and again when I can. I need it. So that'll be the raffle. 50 quid to spend on whatever you like. It's £1 a ticket. The link will be there. The link's in the description. Chris put the link in the description. Go to the link, and all you got to do is go and register on that. It's our site. Chris set it all up for us. It's our site, and there's only going to be the one raffle on there, so it's not like, you know, there's loads of stuff going on. It's just one thing going on. Go and register on that. Then from tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, you can buy a ticket, £1 each, and you've got all weekend to buy a ticket. And then come Monday, we will pull a winner. And like I say, if only 3 of you have bought a ticket, well, then we've got £3 and someone will get 50 quid to spend. So that's that. So obviously, me and John want as many of you as possible to just stick £1 in. Right? I might even have a go myself and put £1 in. But if I win, obviously, I should just roll it over. It's the only way I can think of getting a rollover, because I can't think of any other way of doing it. But if I actually physically buy a ticket for £1 and then I end up winning it, I can say, oh, we'll roll that over next week's 100 quid.
Yeah, I think as long as you only buy the one, that's fair.
Yeah.
I might even buy one myself.
Yeah. So that's 2 tickets sold already. So if only one of you buys a ticket, you've got a 2 to 1 chance of winning, because we might win it. Might win that. But there you go. So hopefully you'll all join in with that, and you'll have just £1 or £2. But we'll see how it goes over the weekend. But the link's there, so, and then we'll give whoever the winner is, we'll give the winner the link to where they can go and spend it, and then they can go and choose, and we'll show you how to do it. Obviously, when you choose items the way that we've got set up, you've got to offer £1. You'll hear me talk to you about offering £1 each time. When you do that, you'll have to pay that £1, of course. But that's it. Postage is free. So that's that little bit of information.
Sorry, I'm not hearing you very well. Did you explain how they're going to enter?
Yeah, by going to the link and register with the raffle site that we've got, which is the link in the description.
So has Chris put the link
then,
up there?
Yeah, he's got the link in the
yeah,
description.
yeah, I've got it. Absolutely Lorna.
Yeah, so if people go there and then join from there, and buy the tickets. There's only the one raffle, and then what we'll do is come Monday, right? We'll put a winner in Monday's live, me and John, and then we'll set the next raffle. And then when me and John come back on a couple of days later, however many tickets we've sold, it don't matter, we'll pull the next one. Yeah. And my theory is, as the weeks slowly start to come and go, what will happen is we'll get a bit of that trust back, we'll get a little bit of that support back, and the number of tickets that we sell will go up and up and up. So, you know, this will, I'm guessing probably, I might be over guessing here or overthinking here, but I'm thinking within a month we should be up to about 100 quid a week, 150 quid a week on it. And every little helps. So we get one little thing going on there, one little thing going on there, one little thing going on there. Before you know it, we're paying all the bills off. Hey, John.
We hope so, mate.
One step at a time. Yep. One step at a time, small one. So I still have the idea of a big raffle, but absolutely no point doing one at the moment. There just is not enough out there to cover it.
Yeah, plus the fact, obviously, we're locked down. There's a lot of people in, you know, finances are even worse than they were. So,
yeah. And the settling up of people is working. You know, I've done another £1,000 worth in the last few days. So that is working slowly. You know, not everybody's going for it, but everybody that I owe money to, no matter who they are, is actually, and I'm saying no matter who they are, I might as well just sort of say it as it is, really. It has been mentioned to me. What about people like Warren and stuff like that. I don't know why people keep mentioning that, but they do. But maybe it does need a mention. Who knows? Makes no difference. You know, that was then. This is now. And if Warren has got an investment in, if Warren has got something in via the Pseudo Fund or Blue or anybody actually that we fell out with, or anybody that doesn't like us anymore, or anything like that, you know, trying to put it in a nice way, that's completely separate.
Yeah.
What anybody might have thought of me or situation or whatever was going on, that's completely separate. If I owe them, if I owe Warren, for example, then Warren is quite free to get his back.
Absolutely. All that, you know, we all know what went on, and it all got. I think there's plenty of us, and I include myself. Although I tended not to do it publicly, I did it privately. You know, we all went over the top. We were all annoyed. We were all standing our own ground and our own thoughts, but we just needed to understand at the end of the day, not everyone thinks the same. Which, if you'll allow me, brings me on to what I spoke to you about earlier.
Okay.
And I'll just let people know. Yeah. I'll be honest and say that I was somebody who stalked Warren's figure for no reason other than to watch for content that would be detrimental to us. It's long been known that Warren's very good at doing reviews and chatting away online and that. I mean,
Yeah,
he is because, and we know that for the simple reason that we wouldn't have basically made him the supervisor, as it were, or the CJs if that were not the case.
yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, we just want to put that all to bed. And I just want to say that I subscribe to his channel. I'm delighted to see that he personally rarely, if ever, refers to TGBCA or Ian as an individual. And if he does, in a positive way, not a negative way, which I like,
Yeah.
I've let Warren know that I like that. And fortunately, there are one or two of his followers that still like to make the odd snide remark, but against us. But Warren can't control that. That's not his fault.
Part of the life, that is. I mean, you can't stop that. It's just part of the life.
But what I do like is that he don't when one comes up on the live chat, he don't. So he's doing what he can, you know. So in that light, sorry for the pun, Warren. I know that's your surname. But in that light, what I saw was Warren is starting a fund, if you will. Basically, what it is, he's invited anyone who's subscribed to him to send him as many NHS 50p's as they can afford.
Yeah.
And the intention is that when this is all over, he will take those 50p's to the hospital that helped him and donate those 50p's to the staff.
Yeah, great idea.
So I've got involved with it. And what I'm saying to everybody that's on here now, you know, if you're subscribed to Warren, no problem to us at all. You'll already know about it. If you're not, subscribe to him or just go to the videos. At the end of the day, his address is there. And if you'd like to contribute with any NHSs that you know, over and above what you want to keep for your collection, his address and contact details are on all videos. So yeah, go ahead and do it. I mean, I'll be honest, I won't be able to, I'm sure it's too far away from me, but I'd be chuffed to be there and present them to the staff, because although it's only, we all know it's a 50p, we probably worth a little bit more than that as collected. As a keepsake member of Frontline, the value is irrelevant.
Yeah, it is actually.
The value is in the fact that a group of people have got together. Warren's, you know, it's Warren's idea, but a group of people have come together and just done something that basically the members of staff can keep and forever.
Yeah, that's a great
Just
idea. I like that.
appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well done, Warren.
yeah, anybody wants to do that, just go over to Warren's channel, subscribe if you want to, if you're not already, and yeah, if you've got any 50p's, I think it's a good little spare
Yeah,
NHS's. Then by all means, send them to him.
if anybody's got any spare NHS 50p's,
Yeah,
send them over to Warren, and the more he gets, the more people he'll put a smile on the face of.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
put it that way.
yeah, brilliant idea.
It's a good idea. See a comment from Popcoin. He says, Ian, I'll buy some. If I'm drawn the first time, I'll make it a rollover. After that, it's only first draw.
Yeah.
Exactly. This will be the first one. What we're going to do is we're going to, with these draws, instead of doing it like before, where you push in the same raffle and who sold all the tickets, there's not going to be any set number of tickets. We're just going to draw it when me and John come on. So it don't matter how many we've got. You know.
Yeah, you could get lucky. You could win 2 or 3 on the trot because you're the only entrant. But you know, it's like you say, we got to start somewhere, and we can't expect to put up with the situation as is. You know, 100 tickets for 100 quid prize or whatever, and because it'll take a while just to sell 100 tickets.
Yeah, exactly. So it don't matter how many we've sold. We're just going to draw it. Andy says, will more stuff be added to the eBay to buy? Yes, it will. But, you know, there's only so many hours in a day. I mean, we've often laughed about this. You know, you sort of look at me and John and you go, Ian 1, John 1, 1 and 1 is 2, right? You don't get 2 days' work out of the 2 of us in one day. It's sort of, you know, you're lucky to get a day's work between the 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we have got a little bit of help from Kelly now, but so things will be moving a little bit faster. But on purpose, I'm also taking it slow because imagine if I had 20, 30, 40 of you all doing it at the same time, it'd be a nightmare for me. And then I'll be getting, you know, somebody be getting fed up because we're getting them late and all the rest of it. So there's stuff goes up every week, you know, a few grand's worth every week, probably 5 grand at least a week at the moment.
Yeah.
And I will.
It's obviously going to be predominantly coins and stamps, etc. Stock that we've got at the minute. But this person whose account it is has also got other stuff up there as well, car parts and whatever. So, you know, and you can obviously buy anything you want off of there.
Yeah. Answer to that one, Katie, no, not at the moment. Any packaged coins, whatever packaged coins we've got left, we're keeping hold of those for the moment, only because of the TGBCH stamps and stuff. Again, it's all about time. I haven't got enough time to do everything. So, but I need to keep those, whatever we've got for that. I'm still looking at seeing whether I can get more. But for the moment, what I would say to people is don't rely on the packaged coins. Don't rely on me putting up, you know, 500 packaged coins and you being able to come along and buy 50 of them. I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
No.
You know, we've got to get on top of a serious amount of stuff first. And packaged coins is something that I will do them again. But when I do them again, we got to take it really slow and know exactly what we're doing and not catch a cold like we did before.
Sure.
You know, it's too ruthless a market, and I don't want any part of that ruthless market. So there will be, there's not any that I can put up at the minute, apart from the ones you see. And I wouldn't suggest that you go and buy. I have got a bunch up there, and you will find odd ones go up there, by the way, just the odd ones. But I have got a bunch of Peter Rabbits up, but I wouldn't suggest anybody go buying them because I've got them up at that price for a reason. You know, it's just to, I want to prove and show everybody that item that was a £5 will go to the prices that I told you it would go to within a certain time frame. And to prove that, I can't prove that anymore than go, okay, I'm going to put some up and I'm going to leave them at that price. And I'm not going to do anything or say anything about it until they sell. And then when they sell, I'm back on here going, see, I told you so.
Yeah.
You know, so by all means, buy them if you want, but they're coming in at that price off the total. You know, that's what I'm saying. But it's the one item that I'm not putting up specifically for this deal. So I don't want anybody thinking, oh, he's trying to have us over on that. No, he's not, because he's not putting them up as part of this deal. He's putting them up for a reason, sort of thing. You know what I mean? All right, yeah, see what you mean, Katie. No, but not for the moment, no. No. You know, and I actually wonder whether the best thing to do is you know, when you go down that road of buying all the latest coins, you really have got to go down the road of competing price-wise.
Yeah, we've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Caught
And it just doesn't become worth it. Because there's always someone else out there that will do it a little bit cheaper because they want the extra feedback and things like that. You know, and then you're getting into the...
That was one of the major parts of when TGBCH started to not enjoy what was our best time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's too many people out there that we can't compete with because they're either buying and selling one-man band. We can't compete with that. We had wages and whatever.
Yeah, or we were one.
You know, but we were probably the highest staffed package seller outside of Change Checker and Royal Mint, and wages are wages and so on, and Shopify fees. So by the time you get halfway through all your package coins and the markup that's available, you've hardly touched the surface.
Yeah.
That's not our market, really. Although that doesn't mean we won't do it. We just won't do it. What we were doing is like everyone else, trying to get as they try of every one of them.
Yeah.
That's not going to ever happen again.
Yeah, I mean, it was you competing too much with price, and then so you can only come down so far with price. So now you're fighting with each other over virtually no profit. And you go, well, what's the point? Well, the only point in that is then turning into something like Change Checker, where you know you're doing it more to get the email address than you are to get the profit out of the initial sale.
Yeah, I would imagine Change Checker probably operate at enough profit. They don't get.
No.
You know, as you say, they're grabbing email addresses, which is great for
and you're
for
just
the rest
in the
of
realms playing a flipping game, aren't you? I mean, it's just a game then.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what I'm like. I don't like getting forced to play other people's games by their bloody rules.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to have to play these games, well, you know, hopefully the pump water too loud. If it is, I'll move.
I'm okay with it. It's not that
else okay with it.
I can hardly hear it.
To move.
Then again,
I wanted to get in the sun. It's too bloody cold over there. So as long as the water's not too loud and you're all right with that, then we can certainly.
I can certainly hear your voice clearly over the top of it. Anyway.
Good. Good. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, other people's games. So, there's something else I want to tell everybody about as well, just to let them know. Did I say I was going to mention it? I was going to mention something.
I thought you were going to. I mean, you can summarise it, but today was rather about the Raffle starting, that get people started out, and then thought we were going to mention the other things next week. But if you want to summarise it now, that's fine.
I'll just mention a little bit of one then. Just mention a little bit of one. So there's various things that we're doing to get on top of incomes and one thing and another, and the Raffle is going to kick us off with that. So something else I've come up with is, and I'm actually in the process of trying to upload a video, but it's taken me about 5 hours to upload this video to YouTube at the minute. I did this morning. I was hoping to have uploaded it well before we did this live, so it probably won't get uploaded until tonight. Anyway, it's worth watching when you have a look at it, because it does go into more detail about, if any of you have got more questions over, you know, how I'm going to be doing it with the giving you the parcels and one thing like that. So it does go into that a little bit more. But anyway, now I'm digressing. So, Yes. So, trying to put it in a nutshell, we can pretty much safely assume that for the moment, I'm not going to get very far with suing the Mint Fund, and deserve to be a bit of a laughing stock if I think we are going to get somewhere with that. We ain't going to get nowhere with that, not in the foreseeable future. I don't say I'm not at all, which is why I keep selling, keep taking money on it, because I will keep taking money on it, because I do believe that one day I'll get there. But in the meantime, am I going to get to the point where I'm going to land the money on the solicitor's desk and they're going to be in court within a couple of months? I don't think so. So I've decided that I'm going to go what you might call right off the rails. I am going to start pushing buttons now, serious buttons. I'm going to be poking with a seriously sharp stick to the point where I'm going to be doing videos that are not for public viewing. Because I will be doing my biscuit. I will be effing and blinding. I will be telling, these videos will be made specifically for Ian Glenn, Chris Hinson, McDade, the Royal Mint, all of that bunch of crooks. The videos will be made for them. I will be talking to them on video. I won't be talking to any of you. I won't be talking to John. It's not going to be something me and John are going to do together. I'm going to be doing these on my own, and I am going right off my cake. Some of you might have seen me go off my cake when I've got a bit angry. I ain't holding back on these videos like I do in these pre-recordeds and all the rest of it with the naughties and all the rest of it. I'm going to say it like it is, and I'm going to tell them what I think of them. And I'm going to do it in a stage of videos. And those videos are only going to be available by, you have to have a link to see the video. They'll be uploaded, they'll be on YouTube, but unless you've got a link, you won't be able to watch it. And the only people I'm going to give that link to are the people that are supporting me on Patreon. And I had a look on there this morning, and John, there are still 5 people that are supporting us on Patreon that are supporting us, and they get absolutely nothing for it at the moment.
Amazing.
It is. And I know 5 people's only, someone might say, that's nothing. 5 people's 5 people. That's 5 people that are still supporting us, and that little bit what comes in every month, that gives me a bit of oomph.
Yeah.
So the only people that are going to get the link for this video are the people that are on Patreon, right? And there is a little $3 a month one on Patreon now, again, for those people that really, really, really can't afford it but really want to know. Then it is there. Nobody gets anything else apart from, there's no points, there's no prizes, there's no parcels. There are various tiers that you can choose. You can rent a domain name, you can choose to put money in on the pseudonym fund and so on, and all of that still goes. But if you want access to these videos, if you want to see me do my biscuit of these people and tell these people what I really think of them and do my absolute utmost, and believe me, I'm going to be doing everything I can in my power to make them sue me. If I can't sue them, I want them to sue me. And if they don't sue me, then I'm just going to trash them so bad. So I'm hoping that I trash them so bad that they have no choice but to sue me, just to do a cease and desist, at which I can tell them to go forth and multiply. But that's where I'm going with that. But these are by private only, not making them public. Nobody can sue me for making them public, but they can sue me for the content that I'm showing people privately, and only the people that give me some money are going to see these videos. Right? That's what it's about, so that we can again raise a little bit. Now, some of you out there are going to be thinking, no one's going to do that. But let me tell you, I have a sneaky suspicion some of you will. If you're already one of the 5 people on Patreon and you do not want to see me doing my biscuit, and you decide to leave, I'm really sorry. But as I said to John and Fran, we've got 5 people on Patreon. If by doing this that increases, then that's a good idea. If I don't get any extra members on Patreon and the 5 decreases, then it's a really bad idea. I got a feeling that there's a few of you out there that are going to want to see what I've got to say. Now, I can't stop you sharing the link, but I can say to you, if you're paying for it, don't give it to anybody else. You've paid for it. Let them pay for it. So that's a little something I want to tell you. That's coming. The first video I'm going to do sometime between now and Monday morning. And those people that are already those 5 Patreon members, I will send it to them via Patreon. I've got to figure out how to do that properly, but I will send you a email via Patreon and send you the link so you can go and watch the video. So I won't get that many hits, but I don't care. I'm not after the hits. I'm after a few quid. I'm after the money. Got to do what we can. Get creative. So that's all I want to say. Don't take up too much time, like John said. But that's what I wanted to say on that. Someone's already said, look, I want to see it. I know. I think a few of you are going to want to see it. Want to see it? Join Patreon.
Yeah.
And the Patreon should be in the description.
Yeah, saying you're talking $3 a month. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
What the exchange rate is, but that's probably about 60 pence a week. You know.
So those of you that are not, if you really do want to watch it, then go and join Patreon, and I'll see over the weekend from now onwards whether anybody joins, because that will tell me that these people want to see these videos.
Yeah.
You know. But I will be calling him a lot of names, and I will be using a lot of explanatives. Believe me. Please don't sign up to this if you're frightened of 4-letter words.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're putting it on Patreon. We don't, because what happens sometimes is you explain everything to everybody. And like for me, for instance, some of a particular, sometimes I'm listening to somebody all right and I don't catch everything. But we need to make it quite clear that these are, for want of a better way of putting it, X-rated. So if you're offended by the possible content or you're likely to be offended, then please don't go in there. We put it on Patreon because we think, well, if someone has consciously made a small donation on a regular basis in order to see them, they have to be quite clear on what they're likely to see.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with all due respect to everybody, and obviously we'd like people to join it, but $3 a month is from however many do it, and like I say, we're keeping it private, so.
And that'll be for the first 25 people.
Yeah.
That'll be set so that the first 25 people at $3 a month, and then it'll be a minimum of $5 a month.
Yeah.
All right, that's just to get you in there quick now.
Yeah.
$3 a month if you get in there quick now.
Yeah.
First 25.
Yeah. So if you get in at $3, then you'll stay at $3.
Get in there now.
Yeah.
And there's the link. Thank you very much, Lorna. There's the link. So go over there, join that. $3 a month you sign up to now. First 25 people get $3 a month. After that, it will be the $5 a month will be the only other one. And you're going to be getting this link, and you could give it to people. Yes, you could do that, but at the same time, do you want to give away what you're paying for? It's up to you. I don't care. All I care about is I think there's going to be enough. I'm hoping, and I think I'll be right. There's enough of you that are going to think, no, I want to see him take the gloves off. Because when I say taking the gloves off, I'm seriously taking the gloves off. Some of you might have sort of seen my son a little bit on his things. I don't do that publicly. I think that's a little bit too far. I won't go too far publicly. But privately, there's no line apart from what's right or wrong.
He's home now. Is he home now, Aaron?
Yeah, he was on his way the other day, so yeah, he should be home now. Yeah. So how did we do on this £2? Does anybody? I don't even know where I am on the £2. I haven't got anybody for the £2 yet, have I?
No, you've had you swapped yourself for the £2 error, which you valued at 50 quid.
Oh, that reminds me. Yes, and so one of the people I just settled, I included 2 of those, 2 error,
right.
£2 coins. Yeah, he received them this morning. He's texted me to say thanks very much, but they ain't errors. So I need to, and when I do see you again, I need you to have a look at these ones I've got left to see whether
Yeah.
Whether non-errors have been put in the box as
with the errors. Yeah, oh God. Right.
or whether I just
Picked up the
happened
wrong.
to pick one coin, 2 points for them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, look, just incidentally, I did the emails as well, as people will probably be aware. I was about to say I did the emails as
Just
well,
showing you. Oh, sorry, go on.
but I don't actually do the emails. Anyone that's emailed in will see that there's an automatic reply, and I don't really plan to change that. I put myself in the position of the sender, and I look at the content of the email and put myself in their position and think, well, you've got a response. It's automatic. It's telling you that we're not going to reply. But what I will say to everybody is, I don't just delete it for the sake of it. So whilst I personally am not going to reply, if you sent an email in saying you'd like a parcel, then I've placed those emails into a folder which belongs to Ian.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I only found it this morning. I just realised I've got a load of bloody emails in there I ain't answered.
Well, I put about 4 or 5 in there today, and some of them from, but I mean, you know the customers far better than I do because
like I say, I've seen them and I've started replying to them today.
Yeah, but there's one from one particular customer who lives in Sherborne, who, she would very much like to speak to you about it, and when the time comes, she'd like to come and collect it rather than you send it, because
I've dealt with that one.
He wants to see your smiling face.
Yeah, I've dealt with that one.
Bless her heart.
So there you are, look. I'm not showing anything, so you can see there, offers coming in, because you have to offer £1.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest way that you can buy it on eBay, but when we you're having the items that you want, but as you can see, that's working. These come through, and then I can go and pick them easy, and it keeps the stock levels exact. I don't want anything listed that I'm going to run into trouble with. I don't want to get behind. I don't want to get behind posting. I don't want to have too many parcels to wrap. And, and I don't want to mess anybody about. I want this to work seamlessly, which it is at the moment.
Yeah, it's doing well.
Generally within a week, you've got your parcel and we're done and dusted. I don't know, more.
Yeah.
Exactly what this person's doing here. So that's working all right. And the emails I am getting on top of, although you see, I am saying to people, look, there's only really 2 places that I want you to talk to me about, if possible. Only use the email if you really, really have to, because the emails is a bit of a pain in the arse. For like John said, and then anything for me puts in a box for me, and I have to remember to look in that box, which I don't every day, because I might go a week looking in there every day. There's nothing in there, and then I forget, and I don't look in it for a couple of weeks. So the 2 places is on that video where I said everybody put your thumbs up or a comment to say you don't mind having a parcel for your investment or whatever, but also by text. Now, if it's by text, it might take me a week to answer you even, but in the text we can keep the running commentary, and it's me and you, right? You're direct to me. Even if I am a week late in answering you, you're direct to me. You're not going through John. You're not going for anybody else. And the one thing I'm not doing is I'm not answering messages on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. And if you go asking messages on Instagram, you're only going to have people like Katie say things like, you're going to have to contact Ian. It makes it all long-winded for you. Whereas it's just a lot easier. You speak to me direct. We agree a price. Nice and simple. That's the price. Go over there and you can pick what you want. That's it. So that's how we're doing it. And so we've got so I'm going to go back to, I said I was going to swap it for an error, but I don't know that I've got an error. So.
Well, next time I come over, I'll have a look.
What am I going to, let's swap it for something. Let's swap it for something
else,
so that I can actually start getting a decent offer going on.
Okay.
I just got to think of something. Tell them about you have a little chat for a second while I sit here and have a think for. Tell them what you've been getting up to.
Me? Not a lot,
Been
mate.
putting sheets together and stuff, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, I've been putting the sheets that Ian's started a few weeks back. Well, a few months back, really. He's been sending some coins and sheets over, and I've been putting them together, which with 30 pockets on each sheet. Takes quite a while. Um, so I've been doing that, and also same kind of thing, but with stamps, which is a little bit more fiddly because, like I've got fingers like sausages, and little stamps and the pockets that they go in are quite small. So yeah, I'm not the ideal person for it really, but they're coming together. And what's happening is, as Ian said earlier, if and when I finish the batch, then we literally live about I don't know 150, 200 yards apart. And my daughter and my wife pass his door whenever my daughter's a key worker, and the wife goes shopping, obviously. So when when I've finished a few sheets, then they're dropping it in a bag on Ian's doorstep. I just give them a quick call when they leave to let them know they're there. So, and it's at that point that Ian will, when he gets round to it next, when he starts doing listing next, those will get on the list, on the listings on the site that we're using on eBay.
Yeah.
Or the account we're using on eBay. So
I'll swap it.
Oh, I do have an announcement to make, which is extremely important, and I really hope that you're sitting down properly because this is going to astound you. For the rest of you, it won't mean a thing. I took the pledge yesterday. I have given up drinking Stella Artois.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gone.
What are you drinking instead?
Now, that means nothing to anyone else. But if you saw the amounts that I usually drink it in, then, which is almost a daily event, then, and it has been for as long as I can remember. In fact, there is a general consensus of opinion in my family that it's the copious amounts of Stella that I drink or have drunk since my diagnosis with stage 4 cancer, that it's the Stella that's keeping me going and nothing to do with the immunotherapy. So they're a little bit perplexed at the fact that Dad's decided that he just doesn't like it anymore. But I must confess, that doesn't mean I'm alcohol free. It just means that I'm going to have 2 or 3 vodka and cokes, and that'll be it. And I started that last night, and I worked it out. It's actually cheaper, unless you go mad. But it's actually cheaper. So yeah, the Stella Artois has gone.
And you're drinking what instead?
Vodka and coke.
Vodka and coke.
Yeah. But in moderation.
Yeah, that's all right. It starts off. Depends. You see, it's all right if it starts off with that much vodka and that much coke, and it stays at that much vodka and that much coke, then that's all right. But I don't know about you, but I've sometimes you start off with that much, and then before you know where you are, you're putting that much.
It can be very dangerous. I can remember back some 25 plus years. My wife and I, we lived in London. Obviously, I was working at Heathrow, and I had quite a stressful job. 7 till 7, 5 days a week. It's quite stressful. I was a transport manager, and for one of the air freight companies. And so by the end of the day, like you do, especially when you're around that age, not so much when you're older, but when you're around that age, you drive home and you think, I've worked hard today and I've done a good job, and your adrenaline's going. And my wife, Anne, was bringing up my 2 kids from my first marriage at the time. We just had our own first child, and she was therefore and working. She was, so that's stressful. So I used to buy a bottle of vodka every night on the way home, and it got but between the 2 of us. But it got to the point where 2 or 3 drinks each and the bottle were gone. The strength of it was just ridiculous, So we just had to stop. But like you say, but now I'm in a much less well, I don't have any stress really anymore. To be fair,
Yeah,
I have no stress whatsoever. So it's easy to just do nothing but savour the flavour. It's not about the volume. It's not about trying to get rid of any stress. I haven't got any of that. It's just to enjoy it. So 2 or 3 reasonable strengths. At the moment, it's about 1 part vodka, 3 parts Coke, and I aim to keep it there. But it
yeah.
was very enjoyable last night. And of
I got
course, the other thing is I'm not bloated when I do it.
I got a
Which
bit
you are with
tipsy.
it.
The other night. I had a bit too much the other night, a couple of
Did
nights ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Was
way
that
too.
for enjoyment?
Yeah, I don't think it ended up as enjoyment as it were.
No.
Like sometimes, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, so it was
and
stressful.
I'd even got to the point of going and getting myself another drink, and then as I went, and then realised, oh, this is not good. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And had the presence of mind to tip it back in a bottle and just go
Yeah.
to bed. But I just went
Yeah.
straight to bed.
Yeah, I've gone to the days when I want to get to the point where I know I'm off my head, you know, or even stumbling, because that to me that was great when you're young, but I just like to savour the flavour now.
Yeah. Now, can you send me that maybe £2? Send it to me, and I'm going to swap it for a non-released. Well, they are both released. Really, I'm going to swap it for an aviation and a Jane Austen. So I put a Jane Austen bunch and an aviation bunch together, and I'm going to swap it for that. So I'll have the Navy coin, and I'll put in those 2 coins. So now you've got a Jane Austen £2 2017 and an aviation £2 2017. The 2 of them together, which I don't know what they're selling for on eBay at the moment, but the value on those should be around 40 or 50 quid each, I would imagine. 30, 40.
Yeah, that's definitely a better. I think that's a much more attractive offer, definitely. And
So what have you got to swap?
Nanny Sue said, yeah, she's happy to post the £2 here.
So that's what I swap it for. So Nanny, if you swap that, if you send the Navy to me, now I'm putting up the
next swap.
Jane Austen and the aviation. So leave comments in this video if you'd like to swap, or no, I better do another video. No, don't leave comments in this video. I'm going to do another video where I'll put a video up, a 2-minute one, to say, right, we're swapping this for that, and then leave a comment in that video.
Yeah,
that's where I need to go to, right? So I'll do that over the weekend, because it's only going to be a couple of minutes. I'll do a video to say the next swap is this pair. What will you swap for that pair? So have a think about it. If you want that pair, have a think about what you might swap me for it. It can be coins. It don't have to be coins. Let's start getting bigger ones coming in.
Yeah.
And then there's what else was it to tell you about? Oh no, there was the written one, but I'll leave that till next week because I haven't done anything about that yet.
Right. To get away from the coin thing for just for a moment, obviously, everyone out there will be aware that I'm fairly new to this, and I know that on a few occasions, on a number of occasions, when you've been, whether it's live or recorded, you've referred to my health and etc. And I was just thinking, I know it's a subject that a lot of people just don't want to go near, and I get that. That's no problem. But I was just thinking that anyone out there that's got someone in their family or a friend or whatever that has unfortunately been diagnosed and is getting whatever treatment, or sorry, this is with cancer.
Yeah.
Particularly lung cancer, because that's, if you like, my field of experience. Anybody got any questions about what it was like for me? That's fine. Anybody got any questions about what's immunotherapy like? What is it? What does it do? Whatever. There may be no stressed out there at all. absolutely fine. But if anybody wants to ask at any time, feel free, because it's not a touchy subject for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
sometimes,
forget that because I don't treat it as a touchy subject, do I? I mean,
no,
you know, we have proper conversations. We'll talk about you snuffing it, or you know,
yeah,
I won't try and sugarcoat the words that I use. We're too
no,
good of mates for that, you know.
that's right.
So,
I mean,
but I
yeah,
often forget other people don't realise that, and so they may
that's,
think, yeah,
yeah,
because it's not something you
best
go
not
up and
mention.
ask somebody, is it?
Yeah, it really isn't an issue. I mean, not for me, it never has been. Um, you know, it is what it is. I've been extraordinarily lucky. I mean, when I was diagnosed, I was given 4 days, and I was in a state. And you've described what I was like when I came home, let alone
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
when I was in there. But here we are, over 2 years later now.
I
So
remember.
yeah, I mean, mainly I'd like to. If people are
Oh
curious,
no.
if people are curious, that's fine. But I'm more thinking of maybe I can do just a little bit of good for someone who knows someone or is related to someone who's looking at the same possibility and wants some kind of I can't give you reassurance, but some more, perhaps more understanding of how it works, how immunotherapy particularly works,
Yeah.
and what it's done for me. Yeah.
Sorry about that. You're talking away, all serious stuff, and I dropped the phone, come walking in, just went, just dropped it.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
Oh, I don't know. What are we going to do, eh, Casmus?
So Katie's just put a question up. That's quick. She has put, my grandma's just been
Yeah.
diagnosed with lung cancer. They said it's not spreading. She is unsure whether to start radiotherapy. She's 81 years old and in a weak physical condition. Well, if it's only in the lung, Katie, then it will be, it will largely depend on what stage they've given it. Because it's obviously the stage 1. In fact, there's a stage 0. I didn't realise it until some time ago, but there's actually a stage 0 where although you've got it, they're not bothered, they're not worried about it. But when it's stage 4, that means that it has metastasized where usually to the brain, whatever. But it's metastasized, spreading, same thing. That's what stage 4 means. Mine has just spread from one lung to the other, and also in the cavity between the two lungs. And thankfully, it's not ever gone anywhere else for me either. So I'm guessing that your grandma must be probably either stage 0, 1, 2, or 3, and it would largely depend um, on which stage she's at as to the treatment that they would be recommending. I would say that at 81, and if you're saying that she's at the very least a little frail, then obviously the hospital will be aware of that, and they will not be at 81, in my opinion, asking her to undergo a radiotherapy unless
Hi, Michael.
unless they feel it's a reasonable chance that will help. Because what they're not going to do to an 81-year-old frail person of any description is to put them under a, a, a treatment that is both difficult, not to say painful, and they're taking into account the aging condition is not likely to survive it. They're not going to do that. So, yeah, in my opinion, if they're suggesting that she should go ahead, then, obviously it's up to your nan at the end of the day. But if it were me at 81, I would be thinking, well, do I want to go on at all? And if I do, I'll just. What I did, I just put myself in their hands. If they said do this or do that,
Yeah. So we can
uh,
do it, really. Stuff in their
But
hands.
I kind of get the fact also that if you're 81, and I'm not necessarily referring specifically to Katie's nan, but anyone at the age of 81, if they've had enough, they've had enough. And to subject yourself to a course that could be, I'll be honest, I don't know anybody that's undergone at that kind of age just radiotherapy. I'm guessing it's radiotherapy because.
Well, she might be a sprightly 81. She might not have had enough.
Well, according to Katie,
might
she's a
wanna
little
get-
bit frail. She's a little bit frail, apparently.
Here, let me show you this. I know this
Oh,
is.
is that milk? That milk you're on about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just show you this one. I know we talked about cancer and then it's
I
got an
can't
advert
believe
for
that
milk.
we're getting it out of vending machines.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
just up the road, right, just up the road from us, there's a little farm, and at the bottom of the lane on the farm, they've got this vending machine. And you go in and you buy, you pay. If you want a bottle, it's £2, and you've got a screw cap on the top. But once you got the bottle, then I don't know how much it is, but then it's cheaper to just get the milk. And you go down and just do it yourself, vending machine, and it's all fresh off the farm. Lovely, nice full cream milk, beautiful it is.
Is it
so?
Creamy?
Yeah, it's really creamy. It's nice.
Yeah,
I just had some.
Tastes nice in a coffee. You had it on your cereal, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I had a bowl of cereals today with it on, and lovely. So next, I'm going to make a cup of tea, but I'm going to make a cup of coffee and see what it's like in there.
Yeah, do that.
Because Sammy's skin is a bit cracked for coffee. I have to put some cream or carnation milk in with with semi-skimmed milk. You know. This is lovely. Everybody had a nice time. Anyway, so lots of hugs and love from our bucket to your gran, and not to belittle that in any way, shape or form. Lots of love to your gran, and hope she gets on all right. Right, I can go back outside now for a cup of tea.
Katie says that.
So what else should we talk about?
Katie says her grandma's tumour is 1 to 2 centimetres. So I'm guessing really. I mean, that isn't huge, as we know. I mean, you don't want it at all, obviously. It's not huge. So I'm guessing they're taking, on the one hand, the size of it. Second, it hasn't metastasized. Third, her age and health condition. It would appear to me, because radiotherapy is the least invasive, that's why they've gone for it. Fingers crossed, sweetheart, that
Yeah. And has anybody got on with since me and John was on and we was telling you about some of the things we've been finding out? Has anybody gone and had a look at London Real.TV UK column?
Yeah.
Dr. Vitar, anybody been going to have a look at that stuff? Ooh, lots more of it and all coming out. Thank you, Lorna. Casper hugs. Yeah, the bottles are great, aren't they, Nanny? Nanny says she loves the milk bottles. The bottles are great. You know, it's lovely. A little bit of subliminals.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get myself down there and get some.
Teespring.com/no288.
Yeah.
I don't even get the money for it. Any profit made on that goes to Butch, because that's for all the work that he did. So whatever money comes from these mugs, no288 goes to Butch. But still, go and buy one if you want one. Bit of subliminals. We won't forget that, and we'll have some fun with that on the old the videos that I'm going to be coming up with. Oh, hello, Ian. Thanks, mate. That's great. I'll have a little look at that in a bit. Well, I'll have a look at it after the weekend. I'm going to try. Because tomorrow's going to be. I'll probably get it ready this afternoon and then organise the delivery of it for on Monday. So you'll have it next week. Whatever you've ordered, you'll have. Let's have a look. Whatever you've ordered, you'll have before Friday, mate. or courier. And so far, so good. It's working.
It is, yeah. It's quite pleasing, isn't it?
And just another, on the one hand, you could call it a plug, but on the other hand, it's just another warning, right? On the one hand, yes, I do want you to come over if you haven't given me your Patreon money. I want you to come over and give me some money on Patreon. Let's sugarcoat it. That's what I want, isn't it? At the end of the day, I want the money out of your pocket and in mine. So, ours, mine mostly, you don't get much, if anything. But
Yeah,
we have to be sensible and serious, right? I want your money, but I want you to join it, but seriously, and I'm being serious, right? Don't join it if you are easily offended. I've got to say that several times. Please don't join it if you're easily offended, because I am going to let rid. Okay? Really important I say that to you. Don't want any emails afterwards going, Ian, no swearing, that this, that, what you said, oh my God. I mean, that's what you're going to get. Totally. So I need to make sure I say that. And then on the other hand, I need to say, make sure you join it over the weekend.
yeah.
If you want anything, do we put an offer in? Right. So those of you that have got the
you've made
link,
it very clear, mate.
Sorry?
I think you've made it very clear for everyone. I should be watching.
So those of you that have got the link, like Katie there, yes. So you just put in an offer of £1. You know, we've agreed how much I owe you. So supposing we've agreed I owe you £80, and you see something and you for £80, then that's what I owe you. So you put in an offer of £1, I'll accept it. Job done. There's no postage to pay, so you'll just pay that £1. Supposing I owe you £80, and supposing you've seen something for £100, well then you put an offer in of £20. See, because you take into account your £80 that I owe you. Got it? If I owe you £560 and you want to spend £700, then you make your offer so that I'm either still owing you all of it, pound, or you're giving me some money to square it off. So that's the easiest way to do it. So you put an offer in of £1 for whatever I owe you, and if there might be something for £80, I might owe you 500, and there's 10 available at £80. That's £800, and you might want all of them. Well, then you offer it so that you buy all of them, but you give me 300 quid. Take your 500 that I owe you off it. See what I mean? Like that. And then those of you that haven't spent it yet, just want to keep an eye on it. Like Katie said there, keep an eye on the page. You keep an eye on it until you see something that you want. It might take 3 months before you see something that you want, but you know what to do. We're on it. You know what to do. When you see something you want, and you think, yeah, I'll take that, boom, then we're off and running. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. On that note, it's an hour and 3 minutes.
All right, so that'll do us then. A bit more
I think so.
At the end.
Yeah. So everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Stay safe, as John said.
Yeah.
Join Patreon over the weekend if you want to see what's going on.
Yeah, and the raffle, and we'll be back on Monday.
And the raffle, and we'll be back on Monday. Monday afternoon's one at the end of our show Monday afternoon, because we'll spend throughout the hour plugging it for the last 10 minutes, sell a couple more tickets.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the show, we'll have a winner. No matter how many tickets we've sold, even if it's only one, it'll be a £50 winner. All right?
Yep.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Chris, very much for handling this. Thank you, Lorna.
Yeah, thanks, God.
For doing the moderating.
See everybody Monday. Have a good one.
See you all Monday. Bye for now.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.